to Crash Cars today, guys, and here we are with an absolute racing, road-eating gem, the Mclaren 675 LT. Now, Mclaren released these cars in 2016, 2015. They were a limited production car that is based off of the 650S. It is a more track-oriented version. All of y'all are very obviously quite familiar with the car if you've clicked on this video, or if not, you're going to be much more informed now. So what they put in here is they paired the good old McLaren V8 bi-turbo that produces 666 horsepower with 520 brake torque, which is quite a lot for a car that weighs full 3,100 pounds. That's not a lot. And they paired it with their good old trusty 7-speed dual clutch transmission. Now this thing goes from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Blistering that. It is still one of the fastest cars on the Top Gear track and still one of the fastest cars around the Nürburgring in its class. And this is the highest in McLaren's Super Series, to be precise. Now, let's get into some history about McLaren if you don't know much. McLaren has been around nearly as long, and not really, but pretty close to as long as Ferrari and Lamborghini. They have always been, well, it used to be, very high up and very well known in the F1 racing series for being some of the most nimble and precise cars, and occasionally won. Nowadays, it's more Mercedes and all of that, but McLaren is still holding its own in the production car world. You can look at Ferrari and Lamborghini, and those cars are wild, neck-snapping, more gentlemanly cars that fly off the road and fly down the road. McLarens, you can call them, I guess, they're the aero of the lineups when you put them up. They're more precise, they're more artisan, and they're just a tool to just go fast and win on a racetrack. When McLaren decided to make the 675 LT off of the 650S, you can say the LT, which means long tail, kind of came into play heavily because aerodynamics were changed drastically. The front splitter and the rear diffuser were both increased by 80%, so they're 80% larger than the rear split diffuser and the front splitter on the 650S. Now, the rear wing is actually 50% larger than the one on the 650S, which completely makes the car 40% heavier, gives the car 40% more downforce when going down the road. They actually increase the air intakes too on the sides. So obviously the engine could have more air and the turbos could have more air to just suck it in and push more power out. Now, talking about power and the engine and the turbos, let's go check it out. Now, on McLaren's, you can't open the back end, but on the 675, this one is specifically, it's a nice, lovely glass panel, so you can actually see the engine. So let's hop back here and I'll show it to y'all. And then we might hop inside because it's a little hot out here and temperature's no fun. So let's go hop out back and let's see that engine. Now check out this back end, guys. I mean, the rear diffuser is absolutely enormous, and it is all in beautiful carbon fiber that McLaren always does a good job in making. I'll switch sides for you. Just look how far down that goes. That's insane. Now, like I said, here's the glass panel for the engine, and the fully carbon fibered out engine is right in here with the fully carbon fibered engine bay. Now, what they did, not much to the engine. They gave it a little tune to make it more track oriented instead of, they changed the gearing a little bit so it's more track oriented basically. And that's about it. The exhaust, you got a dual exhaust back here, titanium, absolutely insane. It's an electronic exhaust, so you're gonna have crazy crackles and pops with the baffles opening and closing with back pressure. Now, there's the back end, and also really quick, it's got parking cameras on the front and on the back and parking sensors all around. Now that is an option, but most people end up going for it if they want to daily drive it. This car was daily driven, so the guy put it on it. Now just real quick to show you, here's that rear wing that I was talking about. That's 50% larger. That's insane. But step out a picture for you. That's it. The 675 rear end. It's a pretty butt. Now let's hop inside and let's show you that absolutely gorgeous interior. This one actually has a really special seat in it. It's something I didn't even know about. It's kind of cool. So let's hop in and check it out. What's up, guys? Alrighty. Oh. So here we are inside this beast. I mean, 675. You wouldn't expect to have such a nice leather interior. I mean, squeaks a little bit. Okay. That's just carbon fiber, you know, being tight and strong and everything else around it squeaking. Anyway. Dang. It's a good looking interior, right? So, remember how I said there was a special thing? I have the window down for AC, so ignore that. But remember how I said there was a special thing in the car? It's actually the seats. These are the comfort seats, and what they are is they're not the racing bucket seats, which the 675 actually comes with. And most people end up going for those in McLarens because they want a racing seat in a McLaren. But it's not smart to have a racing seat that's a carbon fiber bucket, which does not squish on the sides, and you literally fit in it or on top of it. These, they're leather, they're not carbon fiber buckets. They are very comfortable, I'll be honest, quite comfortable. Personally, I don't even fit in the bucket seats. These I fit in very well. They're beautiful leather, black leather obviously, and the rest of the interior is black leather with white stitching as well, with very pretty, very simple carbon fiber accents, just like McLaren does. And another thing, the steering wheel. They've got the pitted leather selection option instead of the Alcantara steering wheel, which is a really good, smart decision if you were going to daily drive this car, which good old Mr. Fella who did drive the car, did daily drive the car. Now, storage. You have your handle here. You do have a nice little pocket storage up underneath the center console pillar right here. You got two cup holders and a little spot back there, nothing in front of it. You do have a back bench, which is fairly large, not too big. I cannot fit back there though, sadly. Like, that's probably, I think, one of the first times I can't fit back there. But hey, it's a race car for the road, so what do you expect? There's not going to be too much. Glove compartment, kind of small. And that's about it on storage. Space in the car, as you can see, I got 2 inches of headroom, plenty of leg room, and width, quite spacious in here. So overall, it's a very spacious car, very comfortable car to sit in, and usage, the McLaren infotainment system's fairly simple. It's got a lot of pages, but once you get used to it, it's very easy. And the steering wheel, thin, nice to hold, perfect grip positions. The paddle shifters, beautiful. And they are connected to the steering wheel. So when you turn the steering wheel, the plus and minus turn with the steering wheel, unlike a Ferrari where they stay stationary. And you got some cool little indicator levers right there. What else? Now, for McLaren, it's not like Ferrari or Lamborghini or Aston Martin or anybody for that matter. They got, all of them have one switch to turn the car from Sport, Sport Plus, Track, Comfort, Eco, Wet, Road, Bumpy Road, blah 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 modes. McLaren has 2 switches. One is for the drivetrain and one is for the suspension, which is smart because sometimes you might just want to be casually cruising around with the engine in track mode so you can haul butt but still have a nice comfortable ride, which is smart. Hello, my Mercedes SL550 AMG. Holy cow, cool. Anywho, that's about it on this interior. Great headroom, great layout. Everything's very simple and clean like McLaren always does. I give it a thumbs up. Also, the seats, the comfort seats have memory settings, which is a very nice touch. So if somebody like a valet drives your car, which usually wouldn't happen, well, usually would happen actually, and they move the seat because they're afraid that they can't see out or something, you can just press your button and it's right back in place, which is quite nice. So I've blabbered on enough about the interior of this car. So let's start the 675 LT up, and let's take it out on the road, because this is going to be one heck of a ride and definitely a learning experience. So let's take this puppy out. Let's go to the back first of all, and let's hear that wonderful startup. Well, I got told we can't drive it now. This sucks, but they did tell me some stuff, and I've kind of ridden in one before. But anyway, what happens is when you go over any bump bigger than, I guess, a crack in the road, you feel it. Not much road noise. Steering, it's either between rubbery, which is, you know, nice and smooth, to pencil sharp racing. But I'm sorry about that, guys, but I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of the video. I hope that exhaust note was beautiful, because, shoot, it is beautiful. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please go browse the channel. Go check out my Instagram and my Facebook. Those are both Crash Cars. And go check out my website. That's Crash Cars Online. Thank you guys so much for watching. Crash Cars out.
And I want to give a special thanks to Motor Cars of Georgia for letting me review their 675 LT. Thank you guys.